with the NFL offseason coming to an end, I'm going to be doing an NFL team tier list. There are 6 tiers: contenders, playoff hopes, mid, should tank, bad, and terrible. So, let's get started. First, we got the Commanders. I say they're a little overhyped. I see a team that's not hyped a lot. It's actually going to be better than, which is the Denver Broncos, who are next. So I'm going to put both of them in mid. I'm putting the Broncos in mid. That may be dumb. Also, your goal for this video, try not to get triggered. Alright, heading back. I'm going to do for the Vikings. Vikings had a great draft. They got J.J. McCarthy, Dallas Turner, loaded up their team with stars. If J.J. McCarthy is the starter and they don't start Sam Darnold and they play well, they'll be a playoff hopes team. But if they don't, they'll be in the mid tier. I'm going to put them in the playoff hopes tier. Last season was a little disappointing for them. Now, Patriots, look, they got their guy at quarterback. They got Drake May. Who's around him? They should just start Jacoby Brissett, let Drake May learn, and they should tank. I'm going to put them in the should tank tier. Actually, I'm going to put them in the bad tier. I think there's no one that they'd really be aiming for besides Travis Hunter. But getting the first pick in the draft would kind of be hard. So I'm going to put them in bad for now. Bills. The Bills lost pretty much their whole team this offseason. Keon Coleman is questionable. And Josh Allen, time's running out. I know he's pretty young, like he's only like 25 or something. But really, for Josh Allen, with all the players leaving and retiring, time is running out. So I'm putting them in the mid tier for now. Alright, next we got the 49ers. I'm going to go simple. Contenders. Niners are contenders. Brock Purdy, if he does what he did last year, and the offense keeps going, it's easy. Now, Falcons, why would you take Michael Penix? Just why? So the Falcons, I'm going to put them in, I'm going to put them in the bad tier to join the Patriots. Have the Cardinals. See, Cardinals are a team that are up and down, but for the past couple of years, they've been completely down. And it might stay that way, but I think Marvin Harrison is going to sprout them up just a little bit. I am going to say, hot take of the year, Bo Nix is going to play better than Kyler Murray. And I'm not a Broncos fan. This is no bias. I'm a Buccaneers fan. I'm going to say the Cardinals are not the greatest of teams and that Bo Nix is going to perform better. Now the Giants. I'm going to put them in the should tank tier. Giants are a team that would be the kind of team to get Deion Sanders' son, to get Travis Hunter. They're the team that looks for those kind of guys. And last season, Tommy DeVito was awesome. But they're paying Daniel Jones all this money, and they're going to have to start him next year, or else it's just a waste of their money. So, think for the Giants. A quarterback, a receiver, anyone would be good in next year's draft. Now the Saints, they're a little shaky. I'm pretty sure Chris Olave is on the team still, but Michael Thomas is not. And the quarterback is Derek Carr. Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave are the only people I can see playing good next year. I know a lot of people are hyping up that defense. I think it's terrible. And also, with a quarterback like Spencer Rattler behind you, if you get hurt as the quarterback, Derek Carr, and Spencer Rattler has to play, you are done for. So I'm putting them in the... I don't want to put them in the terrible tier, but I'm going to put them in the bad tier. Because I think their team's just bad. Not terrible, but bad. Jets, I'm actually going to put them in the mid tier. Because, last year they went 7-10. You don't realize that. And Aaron Rodgers is back. Mike Williams is their receiver. They're building up their team. And I'm just going to say it. They're in the mid tier. I don't think they're ready for the type of playoff potential. But the Raiders, I'm going to come back to the Raiders. Starting off, talking about the Packers. The Packers are being glazed a lot. And I don't hate the Packers. It's just they had an 8-9 season from someone who learned behind the best quarterback in the league. And you're glazing the Packers like they will be the best team in the league next year. So, I'm going to put them in playoff hopes, not contenders. They're not. What I saw from Jordan Love last season was good until I saw him in the divisional, and he was just different. All right, I'm going to come back to the Raiders again. So I'm going to do the Lions, which easy one. They're contenders. Defense is stacked. Offense is stacked. They didn't blow it against the Niners last year. They would have beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Lions, they have a great coaching staff. Jared Goff at quarterback. A great receiving core. Great backfield. Good O-line. Incredible defense. And good special teams. They're the team to beat. Raiders. Now, the Raiders, this is a tough decision. It's either going to be one of these two. Because Brock Bowers is who they got in the first round last year. And this isn't just going off rookies, but it depends who their starting quarterback will be. If it's Aiden O'Connell, then they're going to go in the should tank tier. If not, it's going to be Gardner Minshew, mid. And I think Gardner Minshew is going to get the spot. And the Raiders, they showed us a lot at the end of the year, scoring 56 points. And then the next game, beating the Chiefs. But it was late. They couldn't do it throughout the entire season. Alright, now the Texans contenders. Last year, CJ Stroud looked like the next Tom Brady. Tank Dell played good. The defense played good. They went 10-7, made the playoffs, and won in the wild card round. They made it all the way to the divisional round last year, and now they loaded up their entire team. Joe Mixon. Then they got Stephon Diggs. They have weapons all around CJ Stroud. And what's good for him is he gets to play indoors. It will help him throughout his career. Eagles. Shocker. I'm going to put them in playoff. Not that they can be contenders, but they're one of the teams that always seems to choke. It always seems to be them that choke. So, like last year, they lost to our next team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The year before that, they choked in the Super Bowl. They just seem to not find. And they don't just choke when it matters the most. They choke in the regular season. They were 10-1 and then went 11-6. So, I don't think the Eagles or that team. I can't see it for the Eagles. I mean, towards the end of the season, they blew so many games. They blew it against the Cardinals. They blew it against the let's see. They blew it against the Seahawks in a crazy ending. So the Eagles just aren't the team right now. But the Buccaneers, what I saw last year, and I already said I'm a Buccaneers fan, so I watched a lot of their games, and I've seen some progress from Baker Mayfield, and they re-signed Mike Evans and built the team up. I might put them in playoff hope. You know what? I'm putting them in contenders. I think that they can make it far. As long as they just don't have these dumb passes into double coverage in the divisional round against one of the best defenses in the league. So, yeah. Moving on here, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Their team, not gonna lie here, is, I hate to say it, but in a couple years, once all the old people are off the team or retired, it'll all be young people on the team. So they already have the future planned, ready. But currently, they're stuck. So I'm putting them in mid. Now the Dallas Cowboys, again, just like the Eagles, they always seem to choke. Last year, they choked in the divisional. This year, they choked in the wild card. They choked again and again and again. So they're going in playoff hopes next to their arch rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. Next, we got Miami Dolphins. Again, just like the Eagles and Cowboys, they always choke. They haven't won a playoff game since, 2001, 2003? Dolphins have, the longest playoff win drought. Pretty much of all time, currently. I mean, the Lions did, but they broke it. So the Dolphins are going to go in the playoff hopes. Ravens, this one, it's going to be an easy choice, the contenders. But if they don't start building around Lamar Jackson and giving him good receivers, it's just going to be him, and they're going to fall possibly down to the terrible tier. As long as they can just get at it. They lost Odell to the Miami Dolphins. That's another thing about their team. They're getting players. They're signing them to so expensive contracts to do nothing. So, Ravens are contenders for now. Rams, I'm gonna put them in playoff hopes. Just because I've seen a lot from that team, and they've gone through injuries throughout the past couple of years. And Puka Nacua is Puka Nacua, and Cooper Cup's Cooper Cup. And if Matthew Stafford plays like he did his first year with the Rams, they could be contenders. The Panthers, this one's actually going to be easy for me. I'm going terrible. Their job this offseason was to build around Bryce Young. But I'm pretty sure the only weapon they gave Bryce Young was Xavier Legette, who I'm going to say is going to play big roles, but I don't think Bryce Young is going to give him the ball enough. And they also lost Brian Burns to the Giants. So the Panthers, for me, are heading in the terrible tier like they were last year. Their franchise is going downhill. Bryce Young looked like a smart move, but I think a lot of people are saying it was just because it was his rookie year. But I think that Bryce Young is just not good. He's just not good in general. So, yeah. So we're going to go Cincinnati Bengals. This one, see, this is tough because I don't want to go off what I saw last year, and they did lose Joe Mixon, but I still think there's something left for the Bengals. So I'm saying they're going to head to the playoff hopes tier. Chargers, they missed their guy. I mean, they should have took Malik Neighbors, but no, they took Joe Alt, which was good to help the O-line, but now they need more weapons. Like, it's cool that they got Brendan Rice or whatever, but they're just, they lost Austin Eckler, didn't get Blake Corum, lost them to the Rams. So I'm putting them in the mid-tier. Lots in the mid-tier. Browns, they lost Joe Flacco. He's a Colt. Deshaun Watson is their starter. Famous Jameis is their backup quarterback. They don't got too many receivers besides Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper. So they are going to go in playoff hopes. They did a lot last year, which proves that they can make the playoffs. But this year, I think they're just going to slightly make it. Like, almost like the Steelers did. Speaking of the Steelers, they're our next team. I'm going to say the franchise is ruined. I'm going to put them in bad tier. I'm putting them in the bad tier. It's just because their franchise is ruined. I mean, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are fighting for the starting spot. They've got Russell Wilson, who's old. They're probably going to start him this year. He'll retire next year, and Justin Fields will be the starter. If Justin Fields does not play good, the franchise could completely be ruined. Now the Colts, I'll put them in the mid tier. They're mid like any other team. They're just So we only got 4 teams left, and we're gonna go with the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna put them in the should tank tier. I think that's where they should go. Titans they're not the team that's gonna win. So, next team, the Chicago Bears, are going to go in the playoff hopes here. No one wants to admit that the Bears are going to be good next year. I mean, Caleb Williams, all these receivers, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift in the backfield. They're good. Contenders tier for the Chiefs, easy. Rashee Rice is gonna probably not play for the rest of the season, but Xavier Worthy's there to fill in the slot. So yeah, Jaguars are also gonna go in playoff hopes. They missed it last year because their main receiver, Christian Kirk, and quarterback both got hurt. So it's just, So that's our final list. I'm gonna read what we did with this list so far. Well, not so far. In the end. In the contenders tier, we have 49ers, Lions, Texans, Buccaneers, Ravens, and Chiefs. Playoff hopes, we got Vikings, Packers, Eagles, Dolphins, Rams, Bengals, Browns, Bears, Jaguars, Cowboys. Mid, Commanders, Broncos, Bills, Cardinals, Jets, Raiders, Seahawks, Chargers. Colts should tank, Giants and Titans. Bad, Patriots, Falcons, Saints, and Steelers. And terrible, the only team, the Carolina Panthers. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button, and see you in the next video.